Hi friends, welcome to the 7th episode of App Guide. Here we will be solving some important problems on simple interest and compound interest. So let us go straight away to the next question. 8th question is find compound interest on rupees 8,000 at 15% per annum for 2 years 4 months compounded annually. So in this question they have given the principal rate of interest and the time period, and we need to find out the compound interest. In the previous episode we found compound interest by using Pascal's triangle method. But in that case, the time period was an exact years. Here, the time period is given in terms of years as well as months. So let us see how to solve this type of problems. So in this type of problems, first we will find out the amount by using the formula A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to N. Then we will find out the compound interest by using the formula compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. Okay. So here time period is given as 2 years 4 months. So let us first convert it in terms of years. So we will get it as 2 plus 4 by 12 years, or we can write it as 2 plus 1 by 3 years. Now let us find out amount by using this formula. Amount is equal to P is given as 8,000 into 1 plus R is given as 15 by 100 whole raised to N. N is the number of years. So that we can write it as 2 plus 1 by 3. Now, if we consider this whole part as x, this is in the form of x raised to a plus b. We know that x raised to a plus b is equal to x raised to a into x raised to b. So let us convert this in the form of x raised to a into x raised to b. So this we can write it as 8,000 into x raised to a. Here x is 1 plus 15 by 100 whole raised to a is 2 into x raised to b. X is 1 plus 15 by 100 raised to b is 1 by 3. Now here the power is not an integer. It is in the form of a fraction. So we need to do the binomial expansion for this to find out the answer. Okay. So this is in the form of 1 plus x whole raised to n. And the binomial expansion of 1 plus x whole raised to n is 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1 by 2 factorial into x square plus so on. So here this part is negligible because the values will be very small. So we can write 1 plus x whole raised to n as 1 plus nx only. Okay. So let us convert this in the form of 1 plus nx, where x is 15 by 100 and n is 1 by 3. Okay. So amount will be equal to 8,000 into 1 plus 15 by 100 is 23 by 20 whole square into this we need to write 1 plus nx, that is 1 plus n is 1 by 3 into x is 15 by 100. Now we can write this as 8,000 into 23 into 23 by 20 into 20 into, on solving this you will get it as 21 by 20. 20 into 20 into 20 is 8,000. Now on solving this we will get the value for the amount. Okay. 23 into 23 is 529. There is a shortcut method to find out the squares of the numbers that I will explain soon after solving this problem. Okay. So on solving this you will get the amount as 11109. Okay. Now we got the amount. We need to find out the compound interest. So compound interest will be equal to amount minus principal. So compound interest will be equal to amount is 11109 minus principal is 8,000. So on solving this we will get the answer as rupees 3109. Hence the compound interest will be equal to rupees 3109. So these are some numbers that are ending with 5. Let us first see how to find the squares of these numbers by shortcut method. So the first number is 15. So in order to find the square of this number, first write the square of this 5 here. Square of 5 is 25. Now multiply this first digit by the number which comes just after this number. So 1 into the number which comes just after 1 is 2. So that will be equal to 2. That should be written here. Hence the square of 15 will be 225. Now let us find out the square of 65. For that, first write the square of 5 here, that is 25. Now multiply the 6 by the number which comes just after 6. So that is 7. So 6 into 7 is 42. That you write here. Hence the square of 65 will be 4225. Now let us find out the square of 105. For this, first you put a comma just after the ones place. Okay. First write the square of this 5. Square of 5 is 25. Now consider this 10 as a single digit. Multiply this 10 by the number which comes just after 10. That is 11. So that will be equal to 110. Hence the square of 105 is this value. Now let us find out the square of 2005. For this also you put a comma just after the ones place. Okay. Now write the square of this 5 here, that is 25. Now we need to consider this 200 as a single digit. Okay. Multiply this 200 with the next number, that is 201. So that will be equal to 40200. That you write here, 40200. Hence the square of 2005 will be this number. Now in this way you will be able to find out the squares of the numbers that are ending with 5. Now let us see how to find the squares of other numbers. Now let us see how to find the squares of these numbers by shortcut method. First let us find out the square of 17. For that, first you write the square of this 1 here. Write it as 01. Now write the square of 7, that is 49. Now multiply these two numbers, that is 1 into 7, and then multiply it by 2. That will be equal to 14. That you write here in the middle, leaving the ones place. Okay. Now on adding this, you will get the square of 17. So that will be equal to 289. Hence the square of 17 is 289. Now let us find out the square of 26. For that, first write the square of 2, that is 04. Now write the square of 6, that is 36. Now multiply these two numbers. On multiplying 2 and 6 you get 12. Then multiply it by 2, that is equal to 24. That you write here, leaving the ones place. Now on adding this you will get the square of 26. That will be equal to 676. Now let us find out the square of 256. For that, first you put a comma just after the ones place. Okay. Now consider this 25 as a single number. First you write the square of 25. Square of 25 is 625. Now write the square of this 6, that is 36. Now multiply these two numbers, that is 25 into 6, then multiply it by 2. So that will be equal to 300. Now you write this 300 here, leaving the ones place. Okay. On adding this you will get the square of 256. Hence this will be the square of 256. Now let us see how to find out the square of 3001. For that also you put a comma just after the ones place. Now consider this 300 as a single number. Now find the square of this 300. Square of 300 is 90000. Now write the square of this 1, that is 01. Now multiply these two numbers, that is 300 into 1, then multiply it by 2, that will be equal to 600. That you write here, leaving the ones place. Okay. So on adding this you will get the square of 3001. Hence this will be the square of 3001. In this way you will be able to find out the squares of the numbers easily. This will be really helpful for you to solve some problems in the compound interest. The next question is, find simple interest on rupees 7,300 for 37 days at 10% per annum. So this question is to find out the simple interest. Here principal is given as 7,300 and rate is given as 10%. And the time is given as 37 days. So in order to calculate the simple interest, you need to convert the time period in terms of years. So this will be equal to 37 by 365 years. Now find out the simple interest. You can use direct formula. Simple interest is equal to P into R into T by 100. So what is the principal? Principal is 7300 into R is 10 into time period. You need to write it as 37 by 365 by 100. So if you solve this, you will get the answer as 74 rupees 74. The 10th question is, find simple interest on rupees 500 for 3 years if the rate of interest for 3 years is 4%, 6% and 7% respectively. So in this question, the rate is different for each years. In the first year it is 4%, second year it is 6% and the third year it is 7%. So we need to find out the total simple interest. So total simple interest will be equal to simple interest of the first year plus simple interest of the second year plus simple interest of the third year. That is P into R into R1 into T by 100 plus P into R2 into T by 100 plus P into R3 into T by 100. So everywhere this T will be 1 and the principal is same. So we can take common P into T by 100 into R1 plus R2 plus R3 will give you the total simple interest. Now when you are solving the problem in the examination, no need of writing all these steps. Directly you can substitute the values. Principal is 500 into time period is 1 by 100 into what is R1, R2 and R3, that is 4 plus 6 plus 7. So this will be equal to 5 into 17. So the answer will be equal to rupees 85. The next question is, if a principal amounts to rupees 460 in 3 years and rupees 440 in 2 years at simple interest, find principal. So in this question they have given the amount when the time period is 3 years and also the amount when the time period is 2 years at simple interest. We need to find out what is the principal. So we know that amount is equal to principal plus interest. So in the first case, amount is what? 460. So the interest will be for 3 years. Now substituting these values in this equation, first we get amount is 460 is equal to principal is P, which we need to find out. We are representing it with the letter P, plus this is interest for 3 years. So write it as I 3 years. Now let us consider that this is the first equation. Now substituting the next amount value in this equation, we get amount is equal to 440 is equal to principal P. Here also the principal is same. So we are representing it as P, plus this is for 2 years. Hence interest for 2 years. So this is the second equation. Now subtract the first equation and the second equation. So 1 minus 2 will give you 460 minus 440 is 20. 20 is equal to interest for 3 years minus interest for 2 years. Interest for 3 year minus interest for 2 year. Interest for 3 years means 3 into interest for 1 year minus interest for 2 year means 2 into interest for 1 year. That is equal to 20. Now 3 interest for 1 year minus 2 interest for 1 year will be interest for 1 year. 3i minus 2i is 1i, that is equal to 20. Hence the interest for 1 year is equal to 20. Now substitute this value in any of this equation. I am substituting this in the second equation. So 440 is equal to principal P plus interest for 2 years is 2 into interest for 1 year. That is 440 is equal to P plus 2 into interest for 1 year is 20. So from this we will get principal is equal to 440 minus 40, that is equal to 400. So rupees 400 is the answer. The next question is, a sum of money lent out at simple interest amounts to rupees 720 after 2 years and to rupees 1020 after a further period of 5 years. The sum is. So in the first case they have given the amount when the time period is 2 years. So in the first case time period is 2 years. So in the second case they have given the amount after a further period of 5 years. So the time period is this 2 years plus 5 years, that is 7 years. Now we know that amount is equal to principal plus interest. So what is the amount? In the first case amount is 720, that is equal to principal plus interest for 2 years. So this is the first equation. In the second situation amount is 1020, that is equal to principal plus, that is for a time period of 7 years, hence interest for 7 years. So this is the second equation. Now subtracting equation 1 from equation 2, we get 1020 minus 720 is equal to interest for 7 years minus interest for 2 years, that is interest for 5 years. So interest for 5 years is what? 5 into interest for 1 year, that is equal to 1020 minus 720 will give you 300. Now from here interest for 1 year will be equal to 60. Now substituting this value in any of this equation, you will get the value of the principal. So I am substituting it in the first equation. So 720 is equal to P plus interest for 2 years. Interest for 2 years is 2 into interest for 1 year. That is 720 is equal to P plus 2 into interest for 1 year is given as 60. Hence principal is equal to 720 minus 120, that will be equal to rupees 600. So this is the principal value. 13th question is, a certain sum amounts to rupees 800 in 4 years and rupees 888 in 5 years. When interest is compounded annually, what will be the amount in 6 years? In the previous question it was simple interest. Now this question it is of compound interest. So in this question they have given the amount when the time period is 4 years and also the amount when the time period is 5 years, and we need to find out the amount when the time period is 6 years. See here the number of years are like 4, 5 and 6. So these are consecutive years. So when consecutive years comes, let us see how can we find out the amount. So we know that amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r by 100 whole raised to n, where n is the number of years. So when the time period is 4 years, amount will be equal to p into 1 plus r by 100 whole raised to 4. And when the time period is 5 years, it will be p into 1 plus r by 100 whole raised to 5. And when it is 6 years, it will be p into 1 plus r by 100 whole raised to 6. So let us find the ratio of the amount when it is 5 years to the amount when it is 4 years. That will be equal to p into 1 plus r by 100 whole raised to 5 by p into 1 plus r by 100 whole raised to 4. So p and p gets cancelled and the powers gets cancelled, and a amount of 5 years by amount of 4 years will be equal to 1 plus r by 100. Similarly, let us take the ratio of amount of 6 years by amount of 5 years. Amount of 6 year by amount of 5 year will be equal to p into 1 plus r by 100 whole raised to 6 by P into 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to 5. So this also we will get it as 1 plus R by 100. So by closely observing, we will find that a amount for 5 years by amount for 4 years is equal to amount for 6 years by amount for 5 years. Amount A5 by A4 is equal to A6 by A5. So when consecutive years comes, no need of writing all these steps. Directly you can write like this. In order to solve the question, directly write amount for 5 years by amount for 4 years is equal to amount for 6 years by amount for 5 years. Now substitute the value. Amount for 5 years is equal to 888 by amount for 4 years is equal to 800 is equal to amount for 6 years we need to find out by amount for 5 years is 888. So from this, amount for 6 years will be equal to 888 by 800 into 888. That is equal to 111 by 100 into 888. So on solving this, you will get the answer as rupees 985.68. So this is the answer. 14th question is, what will be the ratio of simple interest earned by certain amount at the same rate of interest for 6 years and that for 9 years? So in this question, we need to find out the ratio of simple interest for 2 different years when the rate of interest and the principal are same in both the cases. So we know that interest is equal to P into R into T by 100. So when the principal and the rate of interest are same in both the situations, interest will be directly proportional to the time period. So I1 by I2 is equal to T1 by T2. That is equal to, what is the time period in the first case? It is 6. What is the time in the second case? That is 9. So the ratio of the interest will be equal to 2:3. So this is the answer. The next question is, two equal sum of money was lent at simple interest at 11% for 3.5 years and 4.5 years respectively. If the difference in interest for two period was 412.5, what is the principal? So in this question also, they have given that the principal and the rate for two particular periods are same. And they have also given that the difference in the interest is 412.5. And they are asking what is the principal. So in this type of question, first we need to find out the ratio of the interest. Since the difference in interest is given, we need to find out the ratio of interest. So I1 by I2, when the principal and the rate are same, will be equal to T1 by T2, since I is directly proportional to T. Hence this will be equal to 3.5 by 4.5. That is equal to 7 by 9. Now the ratio of the interest is equal to 7:9. Now we need to find out the difference in the ratios. Difference in the ratio is 9 minus 7, that is 2. Now this 2 is given as 412.5 in the question. In the question, the difference in the interest is given as 412.5. So we can write this 2 as 412.5. If we can write 2 as 412.5, how can we write 7? We can find by cross multiplying. So if we get this value, we will get the interest for the first period. So interest for the first period will be equal to 7 into 412.5 divided by 2. In the same way, you can also find the interest for the second period. So interest for the second period will be equal to, here you need to put 9, that is 9 into 412.5 by 2. But no need to find out both the interest, either of the one you find it out. So I am doing with the interest for the first period. So now we got the interest for the first period, that is interest for the 3.5 years. Now we also know that interest is equal to P into R into T by 100. Interest in the first case is this one. So substituting the values, 7 into 412.5 by 2 is equal to P into R is given as 11 into what is the time in the first case, that is 3.5, that is 7 by 2 into 100. So this 7 by 2 and 7 by 2 gets cancelled. So from here P we will get it as 412.5 into 100 divided by 11. So P will be equal to rupees 3750. So this is the answer. The next question is, what should be the least number of years in which simple interest on rupees 2600 at 62 by 3% will be an exact number of rupees? So in this question they are asking for what number of years the interest value will be an exact number, that it should not be in decimal or in a fraction, it should be an exact number. So what is the formula for interest? Interest is equal to P into R into T by 100. Here what is the principal given? Principal is given as 2600 and the rate is given as 62 by 3, that is 20 by 3 into for what time period? We need to find out the time. Okay. So this is equal to 26 into 20 into T by 3. So this we can do by option verification method. So first here time periods are given in the options. So first you substitute 2 for this T. So if you substitute 2 here, okay, you will get 26 into 20 into 2 by 3. The answer will be in fractions or decimals. Now you substitute the second option. Second option, the time period is given as 3. So on substituting 3, this 3 and this 3 will get cancelled. Hence the interest will be equal to 26 into 20. So this is an exact number. This is not in fraction or decimal. Hence by substituting 3, you got an exact value for interest, which means option B is the right answer. The last question of this part is, the least number of complete years in which a sum of money put out at 20% compound interest will be more than double. So in this question they are telling that the amount should be more than double that of the principal. See, amount should be more than double that of the principal. Then what is the least number of time period? So this means we can write it as A by P is greater than 2. What is A by P? We know that amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to n. Then A by P will be equal to 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to n. So we can substitute this here. So 1 plus R by 100 whole raised to n should be greater than 2. Then what is the value of n? Now substitute the rate. Rate is given as 20%. That is 1 plus 20 by 100 whole raised to n should be greater than 2. So on solving this, you will get 6 by 5 whole raised to n should be greater than 2. Now you need to do option verification method. First substitute first option, that is 3. So on substituting, you see whether 6 by 5 whole cube is greater than 2 or not. If you solve this, you will get 1.7 something. So it is not greater than 2. Hence that is not the answer. Now substitute option B, that is 6 by 5 whole raised to 4. So this you will get it as something like 2.073. So this is greater than 2. Hence option B is the right answer. Hence the number of years or the least number of years is 4. This is the last question of this part. In the next part, I will be back with some varieties of problems based on Pascal's triangle method. If you found this video helpful, like it, share it and subscribe it. Also press the bell button so that you get the notification when I am uploading my new videos. Bye.